Here's a question for you. How pet friendly is your country, or even your town or city for that matter? It is actually quite varied across our world as to how pets are accepted in our daily lives. So let's go exploring about how pets are accepted in different places. Hi everyone, and welcome to Val Talks Pets, the forum for pet parents and enthusiasts alike. Having been in the pet industry for over 10 years now, I'm going to share with you issues and questions that arise as I work with pet parents on a day-to-day basis. I am not a veterinarian, but I do have certifications in canine, feline, small animal, fish and reptile, and avian health and nutrition from the University of California, Davis Extension. I have just returned from a couple of weeks in Scotland, and one of the things that is really noticeable, besides from the amazing scenery and people, is that dogs are everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Not only are dogs everywhere in every town being walked by their pet parent, they are welcomed in just about every establishment. You can walk into a restaurant, a cafe, a hotel, many historical sites, stores, ferries, and dogs are welcomed. Many stores and cafes post on their doors and windows that they are dog-friendly or that dogs are welcomed. Bowls of water aline the streets for visiting dogs. We were in a nice cafe in a small-ish town, not a big place, maybe 10 tables. There was a pointer-type dog already there, and then in came this absolutely beautiful long-haired shepherd with his parents. He just plunked down beside the table and put his head down. We were also in a nice hotel in the lounge, and another dog was just hanging out. This was the scenario everywhere. The dogs were all well behaved, there was never a bark, and no issues when seeing another dog. Now, according to AI, Scotland is so dog friendly due to its abundance of open natural spaces, a legal right to roam across the countryside, and a growing culture of embracing dogs in tourism, hospitality, and daily life. Scotland has the Land Reform Act of 2003, which gives people the legal right to access and enjoy the countryside, including with their dogs, provided they act responsibly. In this regard, the tourism industry has responded by offering numerous dog-friendly options, including cottages with features like enclosed gardens or welcome packs for dogs, making it easier for owners to travel with their pets. I follow a travel vlogger, Samantha Grant, who has Scotland with the Wee White Dug. She and her husband travel extensively all over Scotland with their Westie, Casper. They have stayed in hostels, B&Bs, cottages, hotels, all dog-friendly. Many have provided a bed, toys, bowls, and treats for Casper. Casper has been allowed full run of many places, or in some, he is allowed in the bar or lounge, but not the main dining room. They also visit restaurants and cafes that, again, are all dog-friendly. So, basically, it can be done. Here at home in Canada, I'm going to say we are far from pet civilized like we experienced in Scotland. Here's an example. A couple of years ago, a farm-to-table type market was open less than 10 minutes away. It has fresh produce, frozen prepared meals, baked goods, and all kinds of things. It was sort of open air with one wall open, but could be closed with a large garage door. So we had gone the first time, and we saw a dog inside. So the next time, we took Tundra. We wandered around, and he got pets and attention, and we bought some things, and a good time was had. I think we did this 2 more times, and then went in as usual, and an employee came up to me and said, "I'm really sorry, but you can't bring a dog in here." I was really surprised because this was the same woman who fussed over him before. I said, "But I've been in here several times with him." She said, "I know, but because we have food in here, we are not allowed to let dogs enter." Wow. So we left and we took turns as one of us waited outside with Tundra. So disappointing. Our visits to this place have reduced to maybe a trip in the fall or if we need to grab something special. We do take Tundra, and one of us will go in and the other will walk him around the property. We went recently, and they have put in a food truck that does barbecue. The truck is, of course, outside, but there was a fence separating the parking area and where the truck is, with a sign that said, "No dogs allowed past this point." This was the stupidest thing I have ever seen. If I was at a closed street fair, where I can take the dog, there would be nothing stopping me from lining up for ice cream or any food truck fare with the dog beside me. Apparently, in Ontario markets and restaurants in Ontario, they restrict dogs due to food safety regulations that aim to prevent contamination, protect allergic individuals, and manage cleanliness. So what is the difference here? Is there some kind of implied perception that in Scotland restaurants and cafes, they don't care about cleanliness or contamination? Well, let me tell you, based on the cleanliness of the facilities in most establishments there compared to here, cleanliness is a priority. And no one anywhere did we witness a meltdown about a dog being quietly under the table, causing a problem for someone with allergies. I wonder now how dog-friendly are some other places in the world. Let's start with a big one, the United States. Apparently, the degree of dog friendliness varies from state to state. Dogster.com has rated all 50 states in order, but let's just do the top 10. The evaluation was based on accommodation, recreation, services, and retailers, creating a score out of 50. So in 10th place is Illinois. Illinois has 1,004 dog-friendly hotels, dog-friendly restaurants and cafes, and Mercury's Canine Cruise, a dog-friendly boat tour. They scored 41 out of 50. Number 9 is Pennsylvania, rated at 42 out of 50. Number 8, Arizona, came in at 43 out of 50. Number 7, Colorado, scored 44 out of 50. Number 6, Georgia. Number 5 is New York. Number 4, North Carolina. Number 3, Texas. Number 2, California, with a score of 49 out of 50. And in the number 1 spot, Florida, with 50 out of 50. The Florida stats show 32,841 dog-friendly rentals and hotels available, 8,313 activities, dog parks, and dog-friendly eateries. This is very interesting. It seems that if you are on vacation, you may be able to easily find places to bring your dog. I do wonder, however, how friendly is the average store or cafe? In a non-touristy area, are dogs welcomed in a store or restaurant? Would someone have to specifically look for the listed dog-friendly establishments? More than likely, and that's not a problem as long as there are a good number to choose from. So, all in all, not a bad rating for the US. Let's hop over the pond again to France. Don't we always picture the Parisian lady walking a poodle in Paris? According to Bing.com, France is a very dog-friendly country, considered one of the best. Very much like what we encountered in Scotland. Dogs are apparently allowed in many public areas: restaurants, shops, hotels, beaches, ferries, and public transport are very welcoming to dogs. I wondered how accurate this report was and looked at someone who had actually traveled in France with their dog. Chandos Cleaver traveled with her dog Schnitzel and posted her findings on travelnewity.com. She said that although the reputation for France to be the most friendly dog country, the truth wasn't exactly that. She did find that most of the restaurants and cafes were welcoming to a dog to sit inside or outside. Bakeries were mostly a no-dog rule. Shopping centers were inconsistent, with some allowing dogs and some not, and no dogs in supermarkets. As for public transport, small dogs are fine, should be in a carrier, but large dogs are restricted to a train and not allowed on buses or trams. And if they do go on the allowed transportation, they have to be muzzled. Public transportation rules really vary over there, so checking on the rules is a must. It was also found that accommodation was pretty good when traveling with a dog, but fees were in place. And as Chandos pointed out, not all parks are dog-friendly. She said that while in Paris, there were 2 parks near her accommodation that clearly banned dogs. Great tips here. I think the idea that you can at least bring your dog into a cafe or restaurant or a private shop does show an inclusion that I don't see in North America. Visiting again with Chandos Cleaver, she found that Italy was indeed one of the most dog-friendly destinations in Europe. Chandos said they have no problem finding a restaurant, going to a market, or taking the dog into a shop. She said that dogs inside shops and malls were a common sight. Even some grocery stores allowed dogs. Public transport was not a problem. However, she did say that there was a muzzle rule, not really enforced, but it is good to have one on hand if asked. All in all, a good rating for Italy. It seems that Europe as a whole has a better approach to dogs as companions. However, different standards do seem to apply for small dogs versus large dogs. For what we saw in Scotland, that was not an issue. On a ferry, in the dog section where people could be with their pets and have a bit more room, there was a greyhound lying on a large bed. At one of the historical sites in their cafe, there was a couple with a Dalmatian. The dog was lying on a mat, and when they went to leave, the owner picked up the mat, folded it like a fan with the creases, and put a strap around it that was attached. Obviously, this was a travel mat. Here at home, again, there is a hardware chain that has been dog-friendly for quite a while. It's never a problem taking Tundra, and they have water stations for visiting dogs. For this reason, I believe, another chain followed suit a little while ago and has now posted that dogs are welcomed with a leash. Progress, I guess. As well, as part of the Better for People, Smarter for Business Act, dogs are permitted on restaurant patios. The Health Protection and Promotion Act was also amended to allow dogs in outdoor dining areas. To be honest, I've yet to take advantage of this or even seen anyone else with a dog. I think it will take time to catch on or at least get the word out. So, if you are in Ontario, take your dog onto an outdoor patio. And if they say anything, cite the Better for People, Smarter for Business Act. I think I'm going to do the same thing before the weather prevents me from sitting on a patio. Well, I'm definitely very curious as to how dog-friendly your neck of the woods is. I would love to hear from you with how your country, town, or city embraces dogs, and I can share this to everyone. I just loved seeing dogs in restaurants and hotels. For me, I think I would have to carry a small cordless vacuum to clean the spot where Tundra had laid down if it were a carpet. Better yet, I'll get one of those travel mats. Pets and dogs in particular are such an important companion. I feel it is such a reflection of the culture to embrace this. So do a little research and see if there are dog-friendly establishments that you can go to. And please let me know how it goes. Because as I say, knowing is caring. Thank you for listening to Val Talks Pets. Please remember to follow or subscribe to ensure that you never miss an episode. To really help the show and to make it easier for others to find, please rate and review each episode that you find interesting and helpful. And don't forget that you can also email me at val@valtalkspets.com with topics you would like me to address or with any questions you may have. Also, check out my website at valtalkspets.com and let me know what you think and how we can improve upon it. Thanks for caring.